Alright, so Kha'Zix Build Guide. So for shards, you go double adaptive, and then you choose between tenacity and scaling health. So if you need tenacity in the game, this rune's really good, or this shard is really good to take. So you guys should try it out. It's pretty worth it, because even if you take extra HP and you get CC'd, you just die anyways. So like having this tenacity is very nice. Now for runes, there's two sets of runes. You can go dark. No, this is not dark harvest. I'm trolling. This is Conquer. You take Triumph, Legend Haste, and I take Coup. You could take Cut Down, but I just prefer Coup for my damage rune. And then for Inspiration, you go Free Boots, Triple Tonic, and if you want to run Ghost, you have to take Cosmic. You can get away with not running Cosmic, but I just prefer it to just have my Ghost on a lower CD. It's very nice to have, especially if you stack CD Boots plus Cosmic. It's very OP. But these are like the best runes to take. The reason why I take Triple Tonic is because the stats are really insane. When you hit level 6 and you're able to top pot, if you're able to use the second pots in fights, it's really OP. You get so many like free stats to just kill the guy, and usually you just can't lose the 1v1. And then the third pot is really good because usually you max E, so you have an extra point E, which is very good for your mobility. The next or the last one you can take, because I'm not a fan of First Strike. That rune page, well, the rune page is good, but the main keystone is just trash. So for any of you guys wondering. But for Dark Harvest, you can go Sun Impact, Sixth Sense. I just prefer it over the other one. And Multi Hunter or Treasure Hunter. Either way, whichever one you prefer, you can take. Both are good. And again, secondary, you can take Inspiration or you take Precision. Precision's pretty good if you want to be more heavy on stats. You just have a ton of extra free stats. It's not bad to do, but I usually just prefer Inspiration because of the consistency, and it's really good for your level 6 spike. For builds, this is the first build. It's Profane, Hydra with Axiomark. Sometimes I like going Yumu's. It's just like my preference. It feels pretty good to buy. I know I've said in the past that Yumu is a very good first item, but I've noticed with this build, with Profane, I actually like it a lot second because it's very good for my mid game. And afterwards, you buy whatever you think you need for the game. Usually, I would go like more damage heavy with this kind of build, but you can slot in whatever you want. Your second build is the Bruiser version of this build. It's the one I ran a lot until I got bored of playing Kha'Zix pretty much. It's very OP. I literally had an 80% win rate, 80% win rate playing in Challenger games in Korea. It's very nice when you hit these item spikes, and you usually want to go RW evolve with this setup. You go Profane into either Shojin or Cleaver depending on your economy in the game. If you're very fed, you can go Shojin, but Cleaver is never a bad option. And then afterwards, usually I buy Frozen Heart, but you can buy whatever you think you need in the game. If you decide to go Shojin, you can buy Grudge, 3rd or 4th or 5th. It's just for some extra damage later on, because usually you want to buy some tank items so you're very unkillable. And then for your boots, usually I've noticed on the stat site, on One Trick GG, that I buy Mercs a lot, and yeah, of course, like, Mercs are just OP. If you get CC'd, you just die, right? So usually I like pairing Mercs with Frozen Hearts, so I have both Armor and MR, and Tenacity. This is the Dirk build. Basically, you buy just full Dirks. Like, sometimes your build will look like Yumu, Opportunity, Ezra Knight's Serpents, and then buy your Last Whisper. It's very weird, but it's a very, like, snowball-y, like, tempo build. You're, like, kind of going to drop, like, a lot of kills, and they're very squishy, usually. So, it's a pretty good build to do when you are snowballing in the game. Very hard. Okay, Hubris. So, I talked about Hubris before in the past. You can do lethality with it, but I prefer going Bruiser because Hubris, if you have enough stacks on this item, it already makes it it makes up for the lack of damage items you kind of buy. I mean, it's not like you're buying low damage items, right? Like, you're buying Shojin Cleaver, still very good DPS items, and then you can buy like even higher damage items like Grudge if you decide to go Shojin, and that's all the damage you really need on Kha'Zix, and then you become unkillable buying items like DD, Maw, Sterax. Well, you can't buy Maw Sterax together, but you can buy either way. So yeah, Hubris, I like to use it as like a more bruiser, like I have more damage on a bruiser build, and it's usually I go Hubris if I snowball very hard. So buying like some heavy like tanky bruiser stats is very good to keep snowballing and just keep pushing your lead while you're already ahead. So there's only 3 evolve orders really on this champion, and the best ones to me are RW or QR. QW will never be like let you down, to be honest, but it's like the most like stable one. But the higher carry potential ones is QR or RW. RW is very OP. I do that a lot with the Profane Bruiser builds. QR is very good with any build, really. Like, you can do it like literally with any build. You just have to play very well on your second evolve compared to the other evolves. The other evolves, like, they have W evolve in them, so it requires less like kind of skill. But QR, like, you kind of need to know your opportunities. You need to really find your position on the map, really find your spots, and pick off champions. Because yeah, you don't have W evolve, so you're really bad at grouping. You want to find picks, while the other ones, can do any job in the game, basically. So yeah, just give it a try, and I would suggest you do RW evolve a lot of your games.